Welcome to our Beyond Times Square webinar today. We are here to talk about how you can discover the best of New York City with the unique multi-day adventures that await your clients. And here to tell you more is Carole Peck. She's the content manager for Beyond Times Square. Carole, over to you.
Thank you so much, Lee, and welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. As Lee mentioned, I'm Carole Peck. I'm the content manager here at Beyond Times Square, and I am thrilled to have you here with me for today's journey into the heart of New York City, where you're going to discover some of the most memorable luxury travel experiences we offer. We do have a packed agenda today, so as Lee said, there will be a time for questions, and there'll be a question and answer session at the end. So let's get started. Let's get this show on the road. All right, so first of all, what can you expect to learn today? Today, my goal is really to give you an exciting preview of what your clients can expect when they choose our unique New York City adventures, right? And as well as what makes them truly special. So we're going to cover our multi-day experiences, which we have one for every interest, whether your clients are theater fans, history buffs, cultural enthusiasts, or outdoor adventurers. We really have something that will capture their interests and their imagination, right? Then our detailed itineraries. I'm going to give you a sample day-by-day breakdown of each multi-day experience, which basically is going to be highlighting what your clients can expect from the itinerary that they select, which is never set in stone, by the way. It can always be personalized, but more on that in a moment. Also going to be talking about our enhancement experiences. I'm going to highlight just a handful of the many additional tours and activities that we offer that can complement and enhance their main itinerary. I'm going to also talk about our once-in-a-lifetime holiday events, which are our exclusive events, including our Thanksgiving Day Parade Party, our Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting, and New Year's Eve parties. And then last but certainly not least, I'm going to tell you how to get started working with us here at Beyond Times Square. So by the end of this webinar, you're going to be armed with some really great information to help your clients choose their perfect New York City adventure. So moving on. What exactly are multi-day experiences? So you'll see if you go on our website or into our travel advisor portal, which we'll be talking about later, you're going to see them listed as like the best of Broadway 4-day experience or the great New York City outdoor 5-day experience. So for the sake of grouping them all together and for consistency, I just refer to them as multi-day experiences. They can really be any number of days. And these are crafted with expertise by this talented product team of ours. And then once they come out, once they're all created by our product team, then they're fine-tuned by our experienced designers based on your client's interests and passions. Now, as for the inclusions, each journey is going to begin and end with a private round-trip luxury transportation to and from the airport. And on our website, you're going to find pretty detailed sample itineraries for each experience. These itineraries are meant to inspire and guide, but remember, they're just a starting point. Every aspect can be curated to align with your client's specific interests, making the trip uniquely their own. So whether they're cultural enthusiasts or adventure seekers or foodies, we'll tailor the details to fit their desires. It's also worth mentioning that the starting from prices that you see on our website, they do not include hotel accommodations. However, we are more than ready to enhance their stay by booking a 5-star hotel of their choice. Of course, this addition is at an extra cost, but it'll make it a seamless experience for both you and for them. Now, our multi-day experiences, these aren't just trips. They're really designed to create this unforgettable getaway, these unforgettable moments that are tailored precisely to your client's taste. And as much as I would love to highlight each and every one, today I'm just going to talk about a few of them. And for the sampling, I pretty much chose some of our most unique or more popular multi-day experiences. So, do you have clients that are Broadway fans? If so, they are going to love, love, love our Best of Broadway 4-day experience. It's really tailored for those who adore the stage. And I'm telling you this, it's really packed with personalized touches that, in addition to the luxury airport transfers, they're going to get the private guided tours, the top tier theater tickets. They're going to get meals with Broadway talent, which is really exciting. And it's just going to be an unforgettable adventure from them. So basically what happens from the moment your clients land in New York, of course, they're going to get met with that luxury transfer at the airport, which kind of sets the tone for the exciting days ahead. Then the next day starts with an immersion into the rich history of Broadway. And that's via a 90-minute private VIP tour of the Museum of Broadway with one of their museum ambassadors, and so much cool stuff there, rare artifacts, secrets of the stage, behind the stage. And you guys, this is one of the newer museums in New York City. It's been open a couple years now, but it's still one of the newest ones. And I have been there, and it is beyond fabulous. And when I went, I even went with friends that really weren't into Broadway, and they agreed that it was just an amazing look behind the scenes. So absolutely always suggest that your clients get to that museum. So after that, the day gets even better because then they're heading to the theater district for a 3-course gourmet meal with an actual Broadway star. How cool is that? So basically, they just get to sit down and relax in an intimate setting and hear stories about Broadway and behind the curtain. And then after dinner, they close out the night by going to the world-class Broadway show, of course, of their choice. They get to choose the show. Probably will be the one that the entertainer they requested, right? Um, and of course, those are going to be premium orchestra seats. Then the adventure continues the next day where they're going to get a captivating guided tour. It's a walking tour that basically helps them uncover the stories and secrets of iconic Broadway venues. And from there, they also get an exclusive look inside of Radio City Music Hall, which of course is home to the legendary Rockettes. And then that evening, they get a delicious dinner at a handpicked theater district restaurant before they head off to another Broadway show, of course, from their premium open or orchestra seats. And this is again, this is the itinerary that we've come up with because it's a great sampling. But again, it can be curated to their interests. And then, of course, it closes with their luxury ride back to the airport. So moving on, the next one I'm going to talk about is our New York City Gilded Age 4-day experience. This one is really cool. It has your clients traveling back to a time of grandeur. So I like to think of it as a journey that pretty much encapsulates the lavish lifestyle of New York City's elite from the late 19th century. It really gives a glimpse into the opulence, right, that define this era. So once again, they begin with the luxury airport transfers that'll take them right into the heart of Manhattan. On the first day, they get a tour of the majestic mansions along Millionaires Row, and this is where the city's most influential figures once resided. Then, after this private guided tour, they're going to be treated to afternoon tea at the iconic Plaza Hotel's Palm Court. And if you look on my slide, the upper left, that is the Palm Court. Truly, truly, it's one of those settings that really epitomizes the elegance of the Gilded Age. Then after lunch, they enjoy the classical romantic experience, a horse and carriage ride through Central Park. Then we're going on to the next day. The next day has them setting sail on the waters that surround Manhattan, and that is aboard a 1920s style yacht, right? So here they get the opportunity to admire the city's stunning architecture from the vantage point of the water, which is always fun. Then once they disembark from the yacht, they actually are going to be met by a private car that's going to take them to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, or the Met, and there they get a private tour that focuses on its treasury of 19th century art, of course, since that's our theme. And they end the day with a gourmet dinner at a top New York City, of course, with reservations seamlessly handled by yours truly. And then it comes to a close the same way it started, with a comfortable ride back to the airport where clients can just sit back and reflect on this experience they've had. Now, we have talked about 2 meals already. And the one thing I do like to mention is that typically the cost of meals is not included in our packages. We will always make the reservations. We will always make recommendations, but the cost is typically extra. And there are some exceptions to that. For instance, the dinner with the Broadway star that I had talked about earlier, that is one of those exceptions. Of course, dinner would be included because that's the entire experience. Okay, let's move on. So this one, the Great New York City Outdoor 5-day experience, this one is basically your client spending 4 days soaking up the New York City sun. It's really all about enjoying the best of summer in the city, where every day really brings just different outdoor adventure for them. So they're going to start their journey, of course, with their being greeted by their personal driver at the airport, ready to take them right into the heart of the Big Apple. Then on their first full day, they embark on a great New York City ice cream challenge. This is so cool. They get to taste their way through the city's most favorable flavor. Wait a minute, let's try that again. Flavorful spots with an expert private guide. I love the ice cream challenge because that is just it's ice cream, right? Ice cream all the way, and of course, gelato. Then it really takes them, and it takes them through some really unique neighborhoods like Union Square and East Village, Nolita. So as they're getting the history behind the ice cream, they're also getting a history tour of the different neighborhoods that they're going through in New York City, which so it makes it's just such a well-rounded experience. Then on this day, as the sun sets, they're going to get on a sailboat. So they're going to take a scenic sail around Manhattan, where they get to sit back and relax and take in the breathtaking views, which includes, of course, the Statue of Liberty and that amazing New York City skyline, all lit up and looking more beautiful than ever. So day three, of course, we have to go to New York City's backyard, Central Park. So here they get to choose what they want to do. They can explore via a guided bike tour. They can actually do a walking tour where they'll go through like the winding paths, or they can do the horse and carriage, of course. Then after whatever they decide after that exploration, they're going to settle down for a luxurious picnic. So we're talking complete with the finest local fare, you guys. So local cheeses, fresh salads, baguette sandwiches, sweet treats for dessert, and of course the folks that set up the picnic for them bring blankets and pillows too. So really cool. But it doesn't stop there. Of course, on the fourth day, they head to Brooklyn. And Brooklyn, they're going to check out the historic charms of places like Coney Island, um, and along with the cultural tapestry of Brighton Beach. So Brighton Beach has this Eastern European culture vibe that they're going to get to experience, and then of course Coney Island has that historic boardwalk, and then we have the elegant homes of Manhattan Beach. So they get to just really experience a slice of New York City that's it's historic, but it's modern and it kind of blends together seamlessly. And then of course, as the journey winds down, they get escorted back to the airport in comfort in their luxury private vehicle. Okay, moving on. The next one up is our Heritage Journey through New York City 5-day experience. Here, your clients can explore the rich tapestry of cultures that make New York City a vibrant mosaic. Really, it's so much more than just about tours. This experience, it's really a deep dive into those diverse heritages that have shaped the city, and of course, all tailored to your clients' interests. So they'll start their exploration with a guided trip to this iconic Statue of Liberty, which of course, once they get on Liberty Island, they get to explore the get grounds with their private guide. They have a guide with them. They'll go into the majestic Lady Liberty, get a look inside. Then afterwards, they have time to explore the whole story of Lady Liberty in the Statue of Liberty Museum. After that, they get back on the ferry and with their guide, and they go over to Ellis Island. Here, this is one of my absolute favorite experiences that we have. They're gonna go on a hard hat tour, which means they're gonna don a hard hat, and it's of the abandoned hospital on Ellis Island. It's really like a portal back to the early days of immigrations. It was abandoned back in 1954. And I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely adore abandoned places. Like I'm one of those people that can go down the rabbit hole with TikTok or Instagram reels looking at abandoned places. I just think that's so cool. So if you have clients that are like me, that definitely they're going to appreciate that. So that's how this always starts out. Like we start them off with the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island, of course, but then over the next few days, your clients get to choose their own adventure. They're no matter what heritage they choose, basically they're going to be delving into the neighborhoods that represent that heritage. And our choices currently are Irish, German, Jewish, Greek, or Italian. And if there's some other background that they would like, heritage that they would like to explore, absolutely ask our experienced designers, and they will see if that could be arranged. Just depends on the tour guides, and our tour guides are amazing. We get so many compliments on our tour guides. It depends on which tour guides are available for which heritage tours. So basically, again, they're going to explore like the traditional cuisines of that heritage. They're going to visit significant cultural sites. Really, and they are guided, as I said, by our amazing guides that are they're so passionate about their cultural heritage. So it just makes for such an in-depth experience. And then once again, day 4, almost forgot. Day 4, they get admission to the Tenement Museum, which is a really cool look at, how the immigrants lived back in when they first arrived in New York City. Another thing that I'm absolutely enthralled with. And then after that, then their tour, or their experience rather, closes, of course, with that luxurious trip back to the airport with their private driver. Okay, now since we're talking about all of these multi-day experiences, when you're discussing all of those New York City offerings, and like I said, that's just a handful. So make sure you check this website and the portal, which I'll tell you how to get into shortly. You also want to talk about our enhancement experiences, right? So our enhancement experiences that are not just additional activities; they're really specifically crafted full day and half day experiences that are designed to elevate the entire adventure. So whether your clients have a free afternoon they wish to fill with something unforgettable, or they want to extend their day with another adventure, these enhancements are just perfect for that. And each one, like from our private culinary tours to our exclusive museum access to those helicopter rides over the city, they're really tailored to offer a unique perspective on New York City. Now, these enhancements are ideally paired with our multi-day experience. However, they can be booked independently for clients in most cases, as we do, and I say in most cases because we do have a minimum per booking, not per person, but per booking. So you would just have to inquire with your experienced designer whether it's something that can be done as a standalone or whether it had to be booked along with something else to meet that. And again, these are just an excellent way for your clients to personalize their itineraries and just make their New York City experience even more engaging and enriching. So let's talk about some of them, shall we? First up is our private bagel making Kregel and Donut Deluxe New York City food tour. So this tour has your clients discovering the flavors that really define New York City. And of course, that is because it's centered on some of the most beloved treats of New York, the bagels, the Kregels, and the donuts. And in case you don't know, a Kregel is part croissant, part bagel. And it was actually created in Brooklyn, and your guests, your clients are going to actually see where that creation took place. But a really immersive experience takes them right into the heart of New York City's bakery culture. They get hands-on with the crafting bagels, making their own bagels. Again, they'll get to go where the Kregel was actually first created, and then after that, they get to go to a classic donut shop and taste some sweet treats. So this is one of those that begins luxury pickup, of course, by an expert guide, and they really get to see that, they get to learn the art of bagel making. They get to sample, of course, everything that that's been baked while they're there. They get to taste a variety of spreads and lox. And the Kregel, of course, they get to see not only where it was made, but how it is made. And of course, at the donut shop, that's Peter Pan Donuts, and that is like one of the most popular donut stops. So just some really great flavors that they'll get to savor there. So I would say come with an empty stomach, right? But that being said, another thing great about this tour is whether they're looking for a traditional or a vegetarian or a vegan or even a gluten-free option, we do have that available on this tour. And this one is 4 hours. They recommend our bagel guide that does it recommends weekdays for this one, just to avoid the crowds. But really a perfect blend of the New York City bagel scene, and Kregels and donuts. So that's one of my favorite food tours that we offer. Got to be honest about that. Not that I like to give more love to one experience than the other, but obviously I am, right? So, all right, up next is our What's Up in the Air experience. Now, this one allows your clients to experience New York City pretty much like never before. I love this because it's a full day adventure, and it's basically they get breathtaking views of the city, of its architectural marvels, and they get it from both the land and the sky. So they really get this comprehensive look at the city's iconic skyline. So this one, their day starts with a luxury transfer from their hotel, and they get to pick one of New York City's famed observation decks. They can either do a VIP tour of the top of the rock, or they'll have an express pass to the Empire State Building. It's strictly their choice. And of course, they're standing above, looking down at the city, getting those stunning panoramic views of the city, lots of Instagrammable moments. After they're done with their observation deck, they're going to be met by an expert guide who's going to take them on an architectural tour focusing on the skyscrapers that define the city. They're going to learn about the design and the history behind them and really get an understanding of the urban development of the city itself. Then after their ground tour, there's a stop for lunch, lunch at their choice, of course. Once again, we will make reservations. We will make recommendations too. And I always say I would like the clients to choose a rooftop locale just because it keeps that high in the sky theme going, right? So then after lunch, the adventure peaks with a 30-minute private helicopter tour, and they're going to soar over Manhattan. They're going to gain those perspectives that are only available from the air. So we're talking, you know, they're going to go over the Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, the Brooklyn Bridge, the Hudson, just so much more. It's really such a thrilling vantage point to see it from the sky. And then it ends with a smooth ride back to their hotel in their luxury vehicle. And again, 8 hours. This one is offered every day of the year, so it's easy to fit into any itinerary and just an amazing way to see the city from new heights. Okay. Now, our all things kids family friendly experience. This one, of course, is made with the kiddos in mind, right? So it allows your clients to embark on an adventure that's really tailored for families, perfectly tailored for families. So uh, it's packed with activities that are not just fun, but they're educational. And, it's plenty of kid approved excitement. So starts with a VIP pickup, of course, in private luxury vehicle that your clients are taken to FAO Schwartz, the famous toy store. Here they're going to be greeted by a toy soldier, and they get a private tour before the store even opens to the public, which is so cool. Like every kid's dream, right? Walking around an empty toy store. And they get to explore, of course, the magical world of the toys. They get to participate in a special candy bar raid, and they even get to choose a plush souvenir to take home. So great experience for the kids. Next, they get back in their private ride and they head up to the American Museum of Natural History. This one is where I love this. The kids can engage in a specially designed scavenger hunt that is designed, obviously, to make learning about natural history an exciting quest as opposed to just a lesson. So we're sneaking some education in there. Then after the treasure hunt, time for lunch again. We suggest like family friendly places like the Shake Shack or the Milk Bar. Then after that, they're going to head to Central Park Zoo where the kids can come face to face with um, those exotic animals that they have. They're like the snow monkeys, or my particular favorite, those sea lions. And then your clients can choose if they want to hang out for a while. They can extend their stay in Central Park and explore more of its enchanting sights. We can add on a horse and carriage ride or a bike ride, whatever they may want. Otherwise, they could at this point they would conclude their day with the ride back to their hotel in their vehicle. And again, this one is available year round, and like all of our tours can be personalized to meet your client's interests, just so we can make sure that every aspect of their day is right. And I love this one because it is so enriching, not just for the kids, but for the adults as well. Okay, let's head over to Harlem, our Harlem Yesterday and Today private tour. This is a great immersive journey that really takes your clients through the transformation of Harlem. So it's from its roots as a Dutch village, how it started out, to the cultural explosion of the Harlem Renaissance, which is really an era that reshaped the neighborhood into a hub of the African American arts. So their tour begins with a visit to the legendary Apollo Theater. That's an iconic venue. Sure, you've all heard of it. All the greats have performed there. Everybody from Ella Fitzgerald to Michael Jackson. Um, then they get after the Apollo, they'll get to marvel at the grandeur of the Cathedral Church of St. John the Divine, which is one of the largest cathedrals in the world, if you aren't familiar. And it's really one of those another architectural masterpiece. Then they get to stroll down 125th Street, which is like the bustling heart of Harlem, and they'll feel that energy that just pulses through the neighborhood. They'll pass places. They're going to actually relive musical history because they're going to pass places like the historic Cotton Club, which is a landmark of jazz and swing music. They'll visit the National Jazz Museum, which basically will help them delve deeper into the genre of jazz and swing into its storied past. And they'll catch sight of the Red Rooster, which is a famed restaurant known for its delicious soul food and a really vibrant, cool atmosphere. They also get to take a moment, a little bit of relaxation on this one, to at Marcus Garvey Park, and they stop at Hamilton Grange, which is the historic home of none other than Alexander Hamilton. And this one is going to be 4 hours, and as you can tell, it really captures that essence of Harlem, and can offer your clients that profound connection to the area's historical and cultural landmarks, and of course, it can be curated to their interests. Okay, now we are going to head into our what we call once in a lifetime events. And our Thanksgiving Day parade viewing party at Del Frisco's is what I call our flagship event, because it was the first one that we started offering. And it's just amazing. So basically, it is back for its fifth year this year. It is super popular, always sells out. As I mentioned, it takes place at Del Frisco's. That's Del Frisco's Double Eagle Steakhouse, which is located right on the parade route, of course. And, it's not just a view from here, it's really an experience that brings just magic to the magic of this beloved parade right to their table. So here's the scoop. Your clients are going to enjoy those spectacular floats and ginormous balloons, and of course, the very entertaining marching bands from either the comfort of our indoor setting, which offers both first and second floor views through ginormous floor to ceiling windows, or they can head outside and get in that exhilarating outdoor atmosphere of the parade. We actually have a private area roped off for our guests, so they do not have to push through the crowds to see it. They can just step outside the venue and it's right there. Whichever they choose, the views are phenomenal. I've been there. It's just an amazing way to witness a parade, you guys. So they'll also, of course, have a private table reserved just for them and their loved ones. There's going to be a delicious hot breakfast and brunch buffet, and it's a holiday, so of course there's unlimited mimosas and Bloody Marys to toast the holiday spirit. Um, and of course, the best part of the Thanksgiving fun doesn't just stop at the parade. Of course, the parade is that's the main event, but we also provide live entertainment while waiting for the parade to make its way down to our venue. So our venue is, let's say, like catty corner from Rockefeller Center and uh, Radio City Music Hall. The parade actually starts up on Central Park West. So if you're not familiar with that layout, basically it's going to be 25 minutes probably until the parade makes it down. Once it starts at, I don't know, last year I think it started at 8:30 or quarter to 9. It used to be 9, but they pushed it up a little bit. So we want to keep everybody entertained while they're waiting for the parade to come down. So this is what we got here. We've got performances by actual Broadway actors. They're singing. You can see two of the folks that were there last year on this slide. We have a DJ to keep the party going, of course. And for our younger guests, because of course this is super family friendly, we have a balloon artist, we have a face painter, and we have a characterist. Just amazing what goes on inside as well as outside. And trust me on this one, you want to secure your client spot now. The tickets are going so fast this year, you guys. We've sold more at this point in this year than we have the last 4 years, and we do sell out every year. Right now, the tickets you missed the early bird rate that actually just went up this week, so they're at their second lowest price point of the year. And trust me, they do go up as the year goes on. So if you have clients interested, get them in now. One, before it sells out, and two, before the price goes up again. Okay, now let's go over to our VIP Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting party. So the Wednesday after Thanksgiving, if you're not familiar, the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting always takes place the Wednesday after Thanksgiving. So if you have clients that are in town for Thanksgiving, I always say great opportunity to have them extend, till midweek, past the weekend, so that they can also take in this iconic event that happens every year. But this one is basically it's an experience to see one of the city's most iconic holiday events in a luxurious and intimate setting. It's a small party. I think it's 130 tops as far as admission. It's a beautifully appointed venue, of course, right in Rockefeller Center. 8-foot glass windows that provide stunning indoor view of that towering Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. It's really just one of those breathtaking backdrops that just gets you in the holiday spirit. It really embodies the magic of the whole season. And basically, of course, again, the centerpiece is watching the tree light up, but there's so much going on inside. There's a gourmet dinner buffet. There's premium cocktails and champagne from an open bar. There's a jazz band that performs. There's singers that sing. There's dancers that dance. And of course, there's dancing to a tune spun by a live DJ. So we got a little bit of everything there. And again, your clients, this is another one that sells out soon. So if you have clients that you think would be interested, who've expressed interest in the past, or if just know this would be right up their alley, again, get them in because it does sell out as well. Okay, now let's talk about New Year's Eve in New York City. This is like the center of New Year's Eve Central, right? New York City. So basically, thanks to our selection of New Year's Eve parties, they can celebrate the arrival of 2026 in unmatched style. So whether they're looking for like that over 21 affair or a family friendly event, we have the perfect venue for them to welcome in the new year. So our M Social Hotel Gala is the first one I will talk about, and that one takes place at the M Social Hotel. And here they're going to enjoy a luxurious celebration complete with past hors d'oeuvres, premium open bar, amazing views of the Times Square ball drop. And the views from here are both indoor and outdoor because they have a spacious terrace that wraps around the venue. It wraps around the front and down the side of it. And of course, it's not a party without dancing. There's going to be live DJ beats, and there's really a VIP experience because there's guaranteed views of the ball drop throughout the evening. And again, this one is strictly for the 21 and older crowd, and it's fancy attire, like black tie optional type of thing. But love, love, love this because if you've never been in New York City for New Year's Eve, and I have been a few times, the outside, the air is electric outside. So your clients are going to be standing on this terrace 7 stories up, all dressed up with their cocktail in hand, and they're going to get to experience that electricity that's going on. But they're not going to be shoulder to shoulder in those pens that they've been standing in for 12 plus hours waiting for the ball drop. So it's can't recommend it enough. Then the other 21 plus event we have is at the R Lounge. I've also done this one. This one has a front and center view of the iconic ball drop. Again, great food. They got the hors d'oeuvres. This one has food stations, so there's more food here. Mouth-watering desserts. They have the premium open bar, of course, live entertainment. They get dancers on this one, and a DJ, of course. But it really is hands down the best view of the ball drop. It really doesn't get any better than this, unless you're like Ryan Seacrest, I say, right? Because it is front and center. You're straight across from the ball. And that is the R Lounge at the Renaissance Times Square. And if you've ever been, or if you're going to the city, you can even check it out because it is, it's a bar and restaurant that's open all the time. Same thing with the venue, the Beast and Butterflies that we do the M Social. It'd be great, as for you as advisors to be able to see and to see exactly what the views look like. Okay, and I digress, sorry. So last but not least, um, last year we introduced our first family-friendly New Year's Eve party because we've had so many requests for one, and no surprise, it sold out well in advance too. So for your clients that are seeking a family-oriented celebration, you want to invite them to join us at our gala at Rockefeller Center. So they're going to start the evening with a professional photo shoot in front of the iconic Christmas tree, which is super cool. Of course, they get the gourmet buffet dinner, the premium open bar, live entertainment. Then they get a family-friendly champagne toast as a Times Square ball drop is broadcast on the big screen TVs. So this one does not have a ball drop view, but it has, of course, the view of the towering Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, which is fabulous in itself. And it's just a great location, joyous atmosphere. It's perfect for families who want to bring in the new year together. And like I said, a lot of clients have come to us, a lot of you've come to us with clients in the past that have wanted to take the family in, and we didn't have this to offer. And, the age restrictions made it hard. And now I'm so proud that we actually have this. And again, it does sell out quicker than the other two because a lot of families are looking to celebrate together. Okay, so how do you work with us? Now that you've got a great overview of what we can offer your clients in New York City, let's tell you how to start booking them, right? So it's super easy, you guys. Just head to btsq.com/passion, or I've made it even easier because you can scan the QR code that you see on this slide. And there you're going to find a link to register with us via our travel advisor portal. This portal is great. It features a complete catalog of our luxury multi-day and enhancement experiences across our 6 destinations. I know I only gave New York City love today, but just so you know, we have 6 destinations total that we offer our amazing experiences in, and they include Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Boston, and new to the family are Charleston and Savannah. So um, you'll find all that information in our portal as well. You're also going to find downloadable brochures, marketing materials, and a lot more. Um, so that's the first thing you want to do. Just sign up with us and then you're good to go. And then when you have a request for one of our destinations, just reach out to our experience designers. Now, our approach, you guys, is really highly collaborative because we want to ensure each package is completely personalized to meet the desires of your clients and their interests. So we always start with a phone conversation with our advisors so that we can understand your clients as well as you do, right? Then after that initial phone conversation, our experienced designers will provide a proposal or an itinerary. And by the way, they're trained to build itineraries from literally hundreds of product options. From there, they'll just continue to fine tune it until your clients are certain that it's been crafted to their preferences, their passions. And then once your clients agree on the final itinerary and book and pay, we will confirm availability. Your clients will travel. And while they're traveling, guess what? We have a 24/7 support line for your clients. They so that means basically once they're en route, you can sit back and relax, and our team will take it from there. Should they have any questions, want to make any changes, anything like that, they can contact us via that 24/7 support line. And then you receive your commission within 30 days after your client's travel. So easy peasy, right? And with that, my friends, my part of the presentation is done. Now it's time for any questions you may have about anything or everything I covered here today, or even things I didn't cover. So Lee, do we have any questions out there? Hey.
There was a question about commission. Can you tell us what your commission amount is?
I can. So standard across the board is 12% commission, with exceptions, right? Because there's always exceptions. We know that. So hotels are commissionable at 10%. Admissions to attractions like say, think museums or Broadway shows, they're going to be 5%. And then our once in a lifetime events that I spoke about, they all vary by event. So your experience designer would let you know ahead of time what that commission would be.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. There is someone else asking whether you can include tours that would take in the Staten Island ferry.
Oh, that's really interesting. I'm sure that we would have a guide that would absolutely want to take them over that. And if you guys aren't familiar, that's a great question, and it's a great thing to bring up because if you have clients that are looking, for something to do on an off day, jumping on the Staten Island ferry and just doing it round trip, they get amazing up close views of the Statue of Liberty. Like that's one of those secrets that is not so secret anymore. If you want to see the Statue of Liberty up close, but you don't have to get out and go actually visit it, you jump on the Staten Island ferry and go back and forth. So yeah, I mean, absolutely. Again, talk to our experienced designers and they'll let you know if they have a guide that is willing to do that. But our guides are, I mean, again, they're the best in the business, and that's a pretty standard uh, tour option in New York City. So I don't see it being an issue.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you. Well, I'm looking through. I don't see any other questions at the moment. So I guess that means we can wrap it up, and I'll just make sure everyone has access to that replay.
Fabulous. All right. Well, I guess that means I did a great job since we didn't have that many questions, right? But thank you so much for tuning in today, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed diving into the best of New York City, the best that it has to offer, as much as I love sharing it with you. These experiences, again, they're really crafted just to create unforgettable memories, and we are here to ensure every trip that your clients take is truly spectacular. So if you do come up with any questions about any of the experiences or the specifics that we discussed, or even anything we didn't discuss, please do not hesitate to reach out to our experience designers. They're an amazing wealth of knowledge, you guys. And remember, whether it's your client's first visit to New York City or if they're seasoned city explorers, our adventures are really designed to astonish and delight. So there's always something that I feel that you can offer them. So let's make their travel dreams come true in the city that never sleeps. And we certainly thank you, thank you. We cannot do it without you. And we so appreciate you and our trust in us. So thank you again, and have a fabulous rest of your day and an upcoming weekend.
All right. Well, my thanks as well. This was a lot of fun. And with that, we will wish you all a great day and conclude the webinar. Goodbye, everybody.